My new morning routine runs like clockwork, and the reason for that is because if it doesn't, it all falls apart. Stage one is to get the heck up, and that includes physically dragging myself out of bed, brushing my teeth, making my bed, and then my skincare routine. Oh wait, and then also taking all of my different tablets and vitamins that I need. Don't forget that. That's kind of important. These are the vitamins I take. They're from Star Power. I don't think I'm gonna repurchase the collagen ones because I don't feel like they made that much of a difference, and they were pretty pricey. But I've been taking these ones for a long time and I think they're amazing. Then I finish up my bottle of water so that I start the day hydrated. So tired. Okay, next stage. Stage 2 is activity. This is where I get my butt up and I move around. Right after I get dressed, I put my shoes on and I go for a 1 mile walk. Listen to some uplifting music, try and get the endorphins flowing. I live on the side of a mountain, so great views, not particularly fun morning walks. First half of the walk is fine because it's all downhill, but then once you get to that halfway mark and you gotta walk all the way back up, not such a big fan of that. But it is a really good way to start my day and get me feeling energized. I think because I am someone who is not a natural morning person, I feel so sleepy. Like even now, I think my brain is operating at about 30%. Getting up in the fresh air, in the daylight, it really does help to wake me up and feel a little bit more alive. Then I do anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes of yoga. And if you're thinking right now, Ames, you just said you're not a morning person. What is with all the exercise first thing in the morning? Let me explain. I'm not a natural morning person, okay? I hate having to drag myself out of bed. I'm grouchy. My brain is operating at minimum capacity. Like honestly, making this video this morning has been a huge challenge for me. But I have slowly, step by step, been able to build up this morning routine to what it is right now. It didn't happen overnight. It was a process. And the reason that I've added physical activity into my morning routine, even though I feel like death, is because, like I just said, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel more awake. It forces the blood to get pumping around. It forces my brain to be like, hey, what's happening? We're moving. Oh, okay, I guess that's fine. But it's actually less about the morning and what's happening right now. And it's more about setting myself up for the rest of the day. I set myself these little markers of success for each day. Sometimes I hit them, sometimes I don't. But if I can give myself a good running start first thing in the morning, I've really set myself up for success. So for instance, one of my goals is to drink 4 bottles of water a day, and that's kind of a lot. But if I've already drunk one of those bottles before breakfast, then I'm 25% of the way there. Another one of my goals is to close my move ring every day. And that can be challenging when you're working from home and you're sitting at a desk at a computer like this. But if I get up, I go for a walk, I do some yoga, not only do I feel better in the moment, but I've already accomplished so much towards that daily goal. And that actually helps to inspire me to reach the goal as the day goes on. If it gets to midday and I've only had a few sips of water and I haven't done any exercise, then I'm more likely to kind of say, do you know what? There's no way I'm gonna reach that goal today. I'm just gonna toss it aside and try again tomorrow. Whereas if I'm already part of the way there, it's more of an incentive to just keep going and push until I achieve the goal. Okay, now, stage 3. And stage 3 is breakfast and books, baby. Oh, and the coffee. We certainly cannot forget about the coffee. Gotta be caffeinated if I'm gonna make it through the rest of the day. I've started reading a chapter of a personal development book every morning while I drink my coffee and eat my breakfast. I wake my body up with the exercise, and then I wake my brain up with the reading. And I know what you might be thinking, Ames, in last week's video, you said that one of your goals was to be in the best shape of your life, and here you are eating a sausage bagel for breakfast. I don't have a sausage bagel for breakfast every day, firstly. And secondly, I've started working on making breakfasts that are more enjoyable to me, that I'm excited about eating, and that fill me up for longer, because I was having like 2 pieces of toast with vegan butter, which is all very well and good, kind of boring. But then within the next hour, I would be hungry again. And once I start snacking, I don't stop. So it's better for me to just have the sausage bagel and be happy. So when I'm trying to decide what to have for breakfast now, I don't just go for the fastest, easiest, laziest option, which is what I always used to do in the past. Like every now and then I would really treat myself to like an avocado toast as opposed to a butter toast, but that was pretty much as creative as my breakfasts used to be. Now I focus on making sure that my breakfasts aren't too repetitive so that it doesn't get boring. So sometimes I'll have a sausage bagel, sometimes I'll have a vegan egg and avocado muffin, sometimes I have peanut butter on toast, sometimes I have porridge with blueberries. It really depends on how I'm feeling and also what is in the fridge that day. I try to stick to Abby Sharp's hunger crushing combo. If you don't know who Abby Sharp is, I love her. She's a registered dietitian and content creator. I'll link her channel down below, but I love her content, and she always talks about this hunger crushing combo, which is making sure that what you're eating has carbs, proteins and fats, and when you combine all three of those, you'll just feel more satiated and fuller for longer. Also, in case you were interested, the book that I'm currently reading as my morning read is Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. I got it on the Kindle. Fun fact, I don't like it. I'm not enjoying it. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't come for me if you love it, okay? That's just my personal opinion. But actually, I did just finish revamping my Patreon, and now it includes a book club. So if one of your goals is by this time next year I'm gonna read more, or if you are someone who just really enjoys personal development books and you're looking for new recommendations, or if you just want to be part of a book club, because I've always wanted to be part of a book club, so now I'm starting one. Anyway, I'll link all of that information down in the description box. And now we move on to the final stage of the morning, getting all of this under control. My skin is so rough recently, I genuinely don't know what is going on. What is this? Typically, this new morning routine takes me about 2 hours from start to finish. So then I'm ready to sit down at my desk and start work at about 9:15 maybe. It took significantly longer today because I was filming as I was going. So by the time I finish my makeup, it's gonna be around 11 o'clock. Dragging that bloody tripod around is no joke. Anyway, I know that working from home and having such a flexible work schedule is a luxury that a lot of people don't have. For instance, when I lived in Hanoi, I tried making a productive morning routine, kind of like a mini version of this one, while I was living there, and it was a disaster. I already had to be up and out of my apartment so early in the morning that by trying to add more to my morning routine and get myself up and ready even earlier, it just disrupted my whole day in a really negative way. I fell asleep at my desk. And that brings me on to a really important point about morning routines in general. If you were trying to wake up earlier, if you were trying to create new morning habits, you have to first stop and ask yourself, why? Why am I trying to get up at 6 a.m? Why do I want to do yoga first thing in the morning? Why do I want to set aside 20 minutes for journaling before I have my breakfast? The why is really the most important thing. If your reason for wanting to wake up earlier is because all of your favorite influencers are doing it on TikTok, I don't think that's a good enough reason. Because at the end of the day, building new habits, changing routines, trying to do anything to positively impact your life that requires work needs to have a good why at the root of it, because there are going to be so many times that you just want to stay curled up in bed because it's cold and rainy and dark outside, and if you don't have a good reason for wanting to get up and start doing the day, then you're not going to. And that also leads me to my next point, which is you don't have to wake up earlier. You don't have to have a morning routine. You don't have to go for a walk. You don't have to do any of these things that you've seen me do in this video here, or anything that you see anybody else doing or recommending. I get up and I do this routine because, like I said, it really sets me up for the rest of the day. It makes me feel good, and it gives me the time and space that I personally need for my brain to catch up with the fact that I am awake. It takes 2 hours. Yes, it does. But when I lived in Hanoi, that didn't work. The reason why I had the morning routine was so I would feel better throughout the day. But that isn't what happened. Actually, the exact opposite happened. I was exhausted, I was burned out, I felt terrible. So I just didn't do the morning routine. Not everything works for everyone. We all have different circumstances. We all lead different lives. We are all working towards different goals. If I didn't feel like this morning routine was benefiting me, there's no way I would do it. I would 100% still be in bed. And that is my current morning routine. Ta-da! Yay! I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let me know. And if you'd like to follow me on my journey to create my absolute dream life and hear about all of the things that I learn along the way and get my honest advice, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the Odd Squad. And until next time, remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye!